Good morning everyone, especially to our professor Ma'am Victoria Bagtas. By the way, my name is Jennifer Tibay and we are the Group 3, and today we are going to discuss private banking institutions such as commercial banks, thrift banks, and rural banks. Commercial bank. The word bank is derived from the Italian word banco, which means desk or bench, and was used by Florentine bankers to describe their workstation during the Italian Renaissance. These bankers conducted their business on desks covered in green tablecloths. However, traces of financial operation originate from ancient times. Due to variation in bank regulation, the term commercial bank was frequently used to distinguish it from an investment bank in the United States. The Glass-Steagall Act helped the United States recover from the Great Depression. Investment banks were only permitted to engage in activities related to the capital markets, whereas commercial banks were supposed to exclusively conduct banking operations. The Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act, passed in 1999, largely eliminated this division. What is a commercial bank? Privately held business known as commercial banks take deposit and lend money to business and other organizations in exchange for interest. They also provide basic financial services such as checking account service, savings account, and certificate of deposit to both people and businesses, in addition to providing personal, business, and mortgage loan. Commercial banks' primary responsibility is to offer financial services to individuals and businesses, promoting stability in the political, social, and economic sphere, while fostering long-term economic expansion. Commercial banks concentrate more on serving business clients, as they require more complex services aside from checking and savings accounts, and the actual amounts or volume of transaction might be significantly higher. They would have to accept payment from clients, significantly rely on lines of credit to control cash flow, and utilize letter of credit to conduct business abroad. So, how commercial bank works? Commercial banks make money from a variety of fees and by earning interest income from loans. Some example of service fees or charges that commercial banks may impose toward its clients include monthly maintenance costs, minimum balance fees, overdraft fees, non-sufficient funds or NSF, penalties, safe deposit back fees, and late fees. In addition to interest costs, many loan packages also include other expenses. Banks also earn money from interest they earn by lending out money to other clients. The funds they lend come from customer deposit. However, the interest rate paid by the bank on the money they borrow is less than the rate charged on the money they lend. For instance, a bank may offer savings account customers an annual interest rate of 0.25% while charging mortgage client is 4.75% in interest annually. Here is the partial list of the commercial bank in the Philippines based on Wikipedia. Currently, there are more than 43 Philippine commercial banks that offer banking services to the public. These banks not only cater to the Filipino people but also to foreigners. It is just that there may be a difference when it comes to requirements in certain transactions. Based on the article, the aforementioned banks are those with the largest assets in the field of Philippine banking. The biggest bank among 43 commercial banks is the BDO. Significance of commercial banks. Commercial banks are an important part of the economy because not only do they provide consumer with an essential service, but they also help create capital and liquidity in the market. They ensure liquidity by taking the funds that their customer deposit in their accounts and lending them out to others. Commercial banks play a role in the creation of credit, which leads to an increase in production, employment, and consumer spending, thereby boosting the economy.
Commercial banks, product and services in the Philippines. In commercial banks offer various products and services to consumer and businesses. Some of them are, number 1 is deposit banking. You can go to the commercial bank to put your money for safekeeping. And also you can open savings, checking, or time deposit accounts depending on your needs. Number 2, credit cards. In commercial bank in the Philippines, credit card products, you can also get a credit card from a commercial bank, whether you are the first time or call holder or not. This card lets you spend money via credit for goods and services. Number 3, loan services. In loan services, you can apply for various loans offered by a commercial bank. Some of the loan types that may be offered are car loans, mortgage, personal loans, and business loan. Number 4, treasury management. In commercial banks offer this service to help clients make better use of their funds. Enterprise are the usual client of this type of service. Number 5, insurance commercial bank in the Philippines. Insurance product, you can also get different insurance policies in commercial bank. Insurance can protect you from financial losses caused by unexpected events and emergencies. Number 6, wealth management. Commercial banks also offer wealth management to their clients. It is an investment advisory service that combines different financial services to address your particular need. Function of commercial bank. A commercial bank provides financial services to organizations of varying sizes, bringing together users and providers of funds. To do so, they offer a wide variety of business-centric products and services. They are critical to any economy that relies on business credit and its creation. Function of commercial bank. Number 1 is deposit acceptance. In deposit acceptance, deposit gathering is necessary function of any commercial bank and is required to offer credit product and services at a lower cost than external financing. Gathering deposit is the key to generating an acceptable return on equity, tied to the growth of commercial banks' credit portfolio and interest income. In the past, a bank was trusted to hold cash and valuables for safekeeping. Depositor paid for the custodial services. With fractional banking, a bank can lend a greater portion of its deposit to achieve higher margin and probability. Cash and custodial fees are no longer the primary revenue source. A commercial banks accept deposit and pay interest to gather low-cost funds to grow its credit portfolio. Number 2 is credit creation. In credit creation, regulators set the minimum cash reserve a commercial bank must hold to support its deposit liabilities. Excess deposit may be used to create credit to lend via commercial loans and other credit products or loan to other institutions at overnight rate. Credit creation is a critical function of commercial bank. Interest is the highest percentage of revenue at commercial banks. Credit portfolio performance and health are widely monitored, performance measured. Many businesses, credit products, and services are available and match clients' operational and strategic needs. Number 3, treasury and payments. In treasury and payments, to increase economies of scope and scale, as well as the share of wallets, commercial banks offer invoicing, collection, and also merchant solution to support current asset requirements for businesses. Expenses paid via cheque, charge, and credit cards, and electronic payments are offering that support current liabilities requirement. Companies specializing in the payment segment have outperformed other business bank model over the past 5 years, an attractive area for high-tech due to growth. Number 4, agency and advisory. In agency and advisory, commercial banks also offer many agencies and advisory functions due to their privileged position as financial intermediaries. Advisory services to manage risks from business-to-business activities, supporting trade credit with the global entities, participation in import and export, or documenting the performance of cross-border services are some examples in this category.
Good morning, Ma'am Victoria Bagtas. Good morning, classmate. I'm Resi Carcelin Postrado, and I'm going to discuss about what is trip pack and faction. Okay, kung nakikita niyo po yung screen namin, ayan po yung meaning po ng trip pack. And additionally, however, the trip packs originally provided mortgages and deposit facilities alone. However, they now tend to provide other basic banking services such as personal loans, checking accounts, and accounts for certain populations such as those over the age of 50. Yung trip pack daw, ito ay kilala sa tawag na savings pack. Lahat naman po may savings pack. Pero ang trip pack, sila yung humihikayat sa mamamayan na mag-ipon. Ito may tatlong sekta savings at loan associate. Gawain nito na magpahiram ng salapi or pera. Then, private development bank, tumatanggap ng deposito. Then, the other po, and others, savings mortgage bank. Nakihikayat din na mag-ipon at tumatanggap ng sangla. And syempre, ang trip bank ay isang uri ng bangko na kung saan may kakayahan sila magpahiram ng malalaking halaga sa puhunan na sa malalaking kumpanya, negosyante or ganon. Then the function of trip bank function to benefit the local people. For this reason, it offers them high returns on their deposits and charges low interest on mortgages loans. This bank must not be confused with commercial banking institutions. The types are savings, private development, stock savings, and loan associates. Yan, ma'am. Thank you po. Next na pong reporter.
Hi, I'm Kyra Canlas, BSBFN 3E. My report is all about 3 types of trip bank. First, savings bank. Ibig sabihin po nito ay siyang financial institution na nangangalap ng mga ipon. Nagbabayad ng interes sa mga nag-iipon. Dinadala nito ang mga ipon ng mga individual na gustong kumonsumo ng mas mababa kaysa sa kanilang mga kita. Sa mga nangungutang na gustong gumastos ng higit pa. Example, commercial bank, postal bank, credit union, postal savings banks. Second, private development bank. Ang private development bank naman po ay inorganisa bilang corporation. Ang ilan po ay may ilang daang dolyar ng paunang kapital. Ang ilan naman ay mas kaunti. Example, Land Bank, Malayan Bank, Mortgage Bank, Pacific Ace Bank, and Pent Bank. Third, Stock Savings and Loan Association. Ang Stock Savings and Loan Association naman, ito ay isang home financing institution na gumagawa ng mga pautang para sa pagbili ng pribadong pabahay, pagpapaganda ng bahay, and mga bagong construction. Next, examples of trip banks. First, Alliance Savings Bank. Now, PNP Savings Bank. Next, City Savings Bank. And Business and Consumers Bank or a Development Bank. Next, City State Savings Bank and Bank One Savings and Trust Corporation. Next, Legazpi Savings Bank, Luzon Development Bank, Dumaguete City Development Bank, EIV Savings Bank, Limery Savings and Loan Bank, Cordillera Savings Bank, Sampaguita Savings Bank, GSIS Family Bank, Liberty Savings Bank, and BDO Elite Savings Bank, and Inter-Asia Development Bank, Island Bank, and Life Savings Bank.
Hi everyone, I'm Rania Itarayo and I am reporting thrift bank versus commercial bank. Unlike commercial banks that offer financial services to business, thrift banks primarily offer consumer accounts and loans. They are typically small boutique banks in comparison with large national banks with many branches. Commercial loans make up to only a small percentage of their business. Thrifts also refer to credit unions and mutual savings banks that provide a variety of savings and loan services. Thrifts differ commercial banks in that they can borrow money from the Federal Home Loan Bank system, which allows them to pay members higher interest. The advantages of thrift banks is that it emphasizes more assets that are related to housing. Unlike commercial banks, these offer loans at a lower interest rate and higher savings return to their customers. These banks are not profit-oriented. Rather, these are local-oriented. These are local people-oriented. While the commercial banks have the ability to provide customers with low prices, like wholesale companies. They buy in bulk and sell at discount prices. So aside from the fact that they gain more, they also sell it in much more cheaper price, which is a win-win to the both parties. Some discounts they may offer include free checkings, no fees when opening savings or checking accounts, and having low interest rates on real estate loans. So those are the difference between thrift bank and commercial banks. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Naren Bernardes. I will discuss Rural Bank, history and basic purpose of implementing policies. What is Rural Bank? Rural Bank, a government-sponsored assisted banks which are privately owned that provide credit facilities to farmers and merchants, or to cooperatives of such farmers or merchants at reasonable terms and in general to the people of the rural bank community, either micro, small, and medium enterprises. Ito ang bangkong maglalayo na tulungan ng mga magsasaka upang magkaroon sila ng puhunan or ng panimula. A rural bank is organized as a stock corporation and fully owned by Filipino citizens and organizations. History of rural bank in the Philippines. June 1952 enactment of Republic Act 720 which established rural banks in the Philippines. Ang pagsasabatas ay ginawa noong panahon na ang bansa ay nauuhaw mula sa pagkawasak ng ikalawang digmaang pandaigdig at mga rural na lugar sa tahanan ng 85% ng population noon ay tunay na hindi maunlad. Ang mga bangkong kanayunan sa ilalim ng mga tuntunin, regulasyon at pangangasiwa ng Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas ay patuloy na nagbibigay pautang at iba pang mga serbisyo sa pagbabangko sa mga magsasaka, mangingisda at mga negosyante sa kanayunan upang mapabuti ang kalidad ng buhay nila sa kanayunan. In 1955, the Rural Bank in the Philippines was founded as a non-incorporated association of Rural Bank Financial Institution led by Alfredo Montelibano Sr. of Rural Banks of Bacolod City, representative of the original 18th member Rural Banks, form a voluntary association following these guiding principles. First is to promote the general welfare and safeguard the common interest of rural bankers. Here is to promote the general welfare and to protect the common of the rural bankers. Second, to work for the proper and effective implementation of the laws and regulation on rural banks. Dito naman po ay para maging maayos at mabisa ang pagpapatupad ng mga batas at regulasyon ng mga rural banks. Third is to study and devise ways and means of making rural facilities more responsive to the needs of the people in rural areas. Here they have to study and think of ways to make their rural banking facilities more responsive, especially to their people needs. And fourth, to act as a medium in the dissemination and operation of rural banks to initiate and develop program of activities to stir up rural bank consciousness and in general to foster goodwill and mutual understanding among its members. Dito ay kailangan kumilos bilang isang daluyan sa pagpapalaganap at pagpapatakbo ng mga bangko upang maitaguyod ang mabuting kalooban at pag-unawa sa bawat miyembro nito. On June 28, 1957, the association pinned and submitted its article of incorporation to the Securities and Exchange Commission. 2 months after the Rural Bankers Association of the Philippines was issued with its certificate of incorporation with the following as incorporators. Here are Jose S. Rodriguez from Pasig Rizal, Jose Edesiderio from Caloocan Rizal, Florencio M. Garcia, Calibo Aklan, Corrado Bilogod, Ingood Misamis, Oriental, Eduardo A. Barreto from Canlubang, Laguna, Rizalo Goti Zarate from Dagupan City, Pangasinan, Gregorio Conpan, Tagbiliran, Bohol, Procorpio C. Reyes from Pasig City, Patricio Y. Pineda from Concepcion, Tarlac, Jose R. Platon from Alaminos, Pangasinan, David F. Alegre from Cavite City, Sergio F. Naguet Angeles, Pampanga, Eugenio M. Villanueva from Imus, Cavite, Jose R. Sigismundo from Lipa, Batangas, and Amando Gonzalez from Balanga, Bataan. The first 11 incorporators listed above compose the first board of directors of Rural Bank Association of the Philippines. Through a resolution date April 21, 1958, 4 other incorporators were voted as directors, thus increasing the directorship to 15 members, which is presently followed. The president of Rural Bank Association of the Philippines invariably distinguished themselves as champions of rural banking development succeeded the leadership of Mr. Montelibano. Basic purpose of implementing policies. In view of the importance of rural banking and rural bank and agricultural development, central government banks granted incentives to organizers of rural banks. Such incentives include tax exemptions and nominal interest rates. Dito, pinagkakaloob ng central government banks yung mga incentives sa mga organizers ng rural bank tulad na lamang ng pagkalibre ng buwis and then nominal lang ang kanilang interest. Sa iyong palagay, bakit kaya ito pinagkaloob sa atin ng central bank? Kasi palagay ko kaya pinagkaloob ito sa mga organizers ng rural bank kasi hindi naman ganun kalakihin yung kita kaya meron silang incentive. The main purpose of rural bank is para makapag-umpisa yung mga magsasaka. Ang mga insentibo na ito ay naglalayong hikayatin ang pagbuo ng mas maraming rural sa bangko sa mga lugar kung saan kulang ang mga pasilidad ng pagutang, napag-alaman na sa kawalan ng mga bangko sa mga lugar na ito ang mga mahihirap na mamimili at maliliit na producer ay napipilitang pumangkilik sa mga hindi lisensyadong nagpapakutang na karamihan ay gumagamit.
Hi, good day everyone. I'm Stella Maris Ramirez. I'm going to discuss the qualification of rural bank. First is Filipino citizenship of good moral character and integrity, financial capacity in their own rights to meet their commitments, good credit standing and not convicted of any crime involving moral turpitude. Una, syempre, ang mga mamayang Pilipino na dapat ay may magandang ugali at gayon din na may kakaya sa pananalapi.
Halos lahat sila sa bangka ay isa sa mga taong tinitignan kung mayroon silang matatag na kita upang matugunan o mabayaran ang pangako na dapat bayaran. At syempre hindi sila sangkot sa mga krimen o walang mga record na masasama. Number 2, the rural bank should have paid up capital of not less than 500,000. The initial amount of 300,000 to be put up at the start of operation and remaining 200,000 to be paid within a period of 3 years from the start of operation. Ang pinapairal ng rural bank is not less than 500,000 and the initial amount of 300,000 is mapupunta sa operation sa activity na gagawin. And the 200,000 ay babayaran within 3 years mula sa nag-umpisa ang operation. The authorized capital of the rural bank should not be less than 1 million and should be divided into common and people.
This is the brainstorm or takeaway of our topics. So when we say commercial bank can handle your regular financial needs. They accept deposit, allow withdrawals, offer checking account and loan services, and have products like savings account and certificates of deposit. Both individual and organization are the usual customer of these banks. Then while thrift bank, this category is made up of savings and mortgage bank, private development bank, and stock savings and loan associations. This bank focus on accumulating and investing depositor savings while also providing short-term working capital and medium and long-term financing. And the main clients of thrift banks are businesses engaged in agriculture services, industry and housing, and diversified financial and allied services. In addition to other markets and constituents, especially individuals and small and medium-sized enterprises. For the rural bank, popular in rural communities, these banks are tasked with providing basic financial services to residents. These are meant to help promote and expand the local economy in an orderly and effective manner. Rural banks can help farmers through the stages of production, from buying seedlings until marketing of their produce. So this is the end of our topics for today, and we are hoping that you have learned a lot from us. And always keep safe and have a good day.